What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out the first of the 5 Vendread Flames of Destruction cards that we're going to be getting very soon in the TCG. Konami actually posted this on their Facebook page, and I am actually pleasantly surprised. This new monster, Vendread Anima, is a very good start, and one of the big problems with Vendreads is I think the ritual monsters are okay. Well, not Chimera. I don't really think that one's that good, but I think that the main deck monsters, they're just hard to use effectively. I understand the concept of Vendread. You're supposed to have these zombie, ritual monsters that are empowered by the main deck monsters, but it's kind of difficult because they only get the effects if they're sent from the field. This is a card that does something completely different, and I think that it's actually quite practical and useful in the archetype. So, Vendread Anima, this is a level 1 dark zombie monster. It has 0 attack and 0 defense. Its stats honestly don't matter because I don't predict it's ever going to be on the field for more than a hot second. Let's see. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Vendread monsters, except another copy of itself. Special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except zombie monsters. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains the following effect. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Vendread Anima once per turn, and that effect is banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. So basically, he just makes your monster, like your Vendread ritual, he just turns it into like a dark magician to chaos. Honestly, I don't really think that it's going to be that relevant. So this is really interesting because Vendread Anima is the first non-ritual Vendread monster that, instead of special summoning itself, it actually allows you to special summon other Vendread monsters, and to me that is actually much more effective because when you special summon, another Vendread monster of its own effect, like, you're pretty much locked into just that shitty monster. But this guy has a variety of monsters that he can summon, and yes, that actually includes the ritual monsters if they happen to be properly summoned first, and then they are banished with, I don't know, Bottomless Trap Hole or ABC Dragon Buster or something like that. You can actually summon them back with his effect. And even beyond like weird cards that your opponent's going to use to banish, there are so many different ways of banishing Vendread monsters. Number one, a lot of Vendread builds run like Lord Darkness, and obviously they all banish themselves with their own effects when they leave the field after they special summon themselves. And then there is their ritual spell, Vendread Origin, which lets you banish Vendread monsters from your graveyard. So there are so many different ways of getting them banished. That's never going to be a problem. And one thing, and I don't know if Konami intended on this, but because this guy happens to be level 1, this does open this guy up for Link Karibo plays and actually Relinquish Anima when we get that card in the TCG. It's really weird that this card is Vendread Anima and it goes into like Relinquish Anima, the Relinquish Link monster. But if you don't really have an effective way of getting this card in the graveyard, like if you're not going to be able to ritual summon with it, hypothetically you can just normal summon it. You can turn it into Link Karibo, and then you can just banish it from your graveyard to summon another Vendread monster that is, obviously significantly more potent because this guy has 0 attack and defense. And just on that alone, it's pretty decent utility. Also, you have the potential of using it as ritual fodder from your hand and then banishing it from your graveyard. So to me, this is probably like the best non-ritual Vendread monster so far. That's not really saying anything because I kind of feel like if they don't get some really good cards, like if these last 4 cards aren't fire, I kind of feel like this archetype is just dead. But what I really think that Vendreads need, I kind of feel like they need like a Mathematician or an Armageddon Knight, so that you can use this card effectively, from your deck. You could just normal summon and drop like a Vendread monster into the graveyard. Like, that would be excellent because then this guy would act as like a pseudo monster reborn, or you could just dump like another monster. This card is good. I just don't know if Vendreads are going to get the other cards they need to really make this card as good as it should be. This should be a very solid card for the archetype, but the archetype doesn't really have any good monsters. Well, they don't have that many good monsters. So good card, but yeah, the archetype kind of has one foot in the grave, and we're looking for these last 4 cards to save it. So whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.